What? Oh, oh.
Sorry, excuse us. Ooh.
I'm Mike McLaughlin, and this is my daughter Reagan, and we're delighted to welcome you to the 21st Annual Ryan McLaughlin Memorial Golf Tournament reception. This will be the first, and we hope the last, although this could be fun. We may come back and do it later this evening. Virtual reception for the golf tournament. And for any of those that are in the neighborhood that feel socially responsible, they can probably wander over to the back deck and join us in a glass of wine a little later.
Thank you, thank you. And a many thanks to our sponsors who made this event possible. Our presenting sponsor, Patrick Redioff and Pond Roofing. The virtual reception sponsor, Steve Scholl with BOA. And our mobile auction sponsors, Certainteed and Mary Jane and Harlan Lee in support of Abarzo School. Remember that the silent auction is open until 9 p.m. So, bid often and bid generously.
And a special shout out, of course, to all those volunteers and behind the scenes workers without whom this event would not have happened. Thank you to Harlan, Janet, Kathy, Katie, Lucy, Mary Ann, Mary Jane, Rachel, Anne Marie, Carol, Donna, Joyce, Judy, Mary, Sandy, and Sue.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And speaking of people who make this event possible, here's a message from our wonderful supporter and presenting sponsor, Patrick Redioff.
Hey, this is Pat from Pond Roofing. To all the golfers, sponsors, volunteers, anybody who donated, anybody who's involved this year, thank you so much for being involved. I know it's been a crazy year for everybody, and it's just that much more important that we held this tournament and that everybody's out here. So if you've done anything for this year, give yourself a pat on the back. Feel good about this. This is an awesome event. We got good weather for the tournament. Should be a great turnout. Thank you so much. Really.
Thank you, Pat. You are really looking good, Pat. Thanks again.
What a rock star. And though COVID prevented them from being with us on the course, we have some young hearts who would like to thank our sponsors for making yesterday such a success.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I want to thank our hole-in-one sponsors, Sam Robertson and the law firm of Curtin Law, Robertson, Dunnigan, and Salins. I would also like to thank our contest hole sponsors, Bob and Lucy Beck, and Joe and Mary Angelo, and all our hole sponsors listed on your screen. Thanks to supporters like you, last year the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society invested more than $14 million into local blood cancer research at institutions including the University of Virginia and the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine.
Hello, my name is Megan, and the Young Hearts would like to thank our volunteer sponsors, John and Terry Clark, our Young Golfers sponsors, Harlan and Mary Jane Lee, and our lunch sponsor, Glory Days Grill. Because of you, in 2019, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was able to help assist over 1,300 local patients who needed help with their insurance premiums, their healthcare costs, and their travel expenses.
Good evening, I'm Kira McCarthy with the Young Hearts, and we and all the golfers would really like to say thank you to our ever-popular beverage sponsor. However, this sponsor wishes to remain anonymous this year. This year we were unable to have our traditional awards dinner, but we would really like to say thanks to our dinner sponsor, Ann and Sarah Harrington of Long & Foster Realty.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Stribling. This year has been challenging for everyone, but especially for cancer patients. Because of you, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society distributed over $129,000 in COVID-19 financial aid, benefiting 519 local blood cancer patients.
Wow, you guys rock. So do the Young Hearts. And to learn a little bit more about what the Young Hearts have been up to during the pandemic, here's a message from Madison and a few of our other Young Hearts leaders.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Madison Buck-Hanson, and I'm the Young Hearts president. Our mission is to help youth in our area who are suffering from life-altering illnesses. Each year we choose a cause to support, and this year we are choosing the Children's Organ Transplant Association, mainly for two boys in our area who need our help. Eli, who is 8 years old, and his brother Jacob, who is almost 6 years old, are suffering from IPEX syndrome. And IPEX syndrome attacks the body's immune system,
which in turn will cause both Eli and Jacob to need bone marrow transplants. They are receiving their transplants this fall at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. We would love your support, so if you would, please go to the Young Hearts website to learn more and help them. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jessica, the Vice President and Executive Newsletter Editor. Recently, the Young Hearts hosted a very successful blood drive, so stay tuned for the next one. During the pandemic, the Young Hearts will be collecting reusable grocery bags, paper grocery bags, and egg cartons, 1 dozen size only. These will be given to the Annandale food site associated with Food for Others for people in need. We'll also take non-perishable food. If you want to locate the nearest drop-off center, check out the Young Hearts webpage and also check out our new newsletter and blog.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Tran and I'm the sophomore Light the Night captain. One of the main highlights of the year is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Light the Night. We have participated in this event for the past 20 years, but due to COVID-19 this year, it'll be a virtual event. We are disappointed that we can't be on the National Mall, but we'll still continue to raise funds for cures.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Did you know that LLS helped fund 54 out of 64 of the blood cancer treatment options approved by the FDA since 2017? Your support of this golf tournament and Young Heart's other virtual events upcoming in this fall will help us to help LLS continue to fund for research and to speed cures. If you'd like to join or support our team, go to youngheartsfoundation.org to see other upcoming events, like our virtual scavenger hunts.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
Pretty good. Awesome. So we've had a view for a while that the secret to unlocking a treatment for cancer is going to come from research done in the blood cancers. And I'm kind of tickled to understand that it's more than just cancers that we're unlocking. The messenger RNA technology that is being harnessed for the vaccine that several of the vaccine proponents are working on right now. None of that technology sounds familiar to those with blood cancer research backgrounds. You just don't know what the next breakthrough will be and which dollar will make it happen. And so my thanks to all of you for your role in that. I'm going to put Steve Scholl on deck, but before we do his video, which will be live, we'll have a mission moment, a mission video that I guess we'll start about now.
We're the parents of identical twin girls, Kennedy and Kendall Breifogel. One is a survivor of AML and one passed away from complications of AML. We had them in May of 2015. That June when they came home, we started noticing some spots on their faces and on their heads and on their bodies. We ended up getting them biopsied in August of that year, and 2 days later we had the preliminary results that it was AML, and they were 3 months old at the time. The twins went through 4 rounds of chemotherapy. I remember one question I asked one of our doctors in treatment was, what are the chances of this drug working? And he just said to us, I don't like to give percentages or chances or odds because either it works or it doesn't. We were released in remission and off treatment, enjoyed a year at home together, and then February 2017 we found out Kendall had relapsed. Her cancer was coming back faster than anything else, and she died September 7th, 2017. Obviously, one of our questions is why did it work for one and not the other when they're the same? That's one of the reasons we keep fundraising, because Kennedy's not safe, other kids aren't safe, and we need to have those answers.
You have almost this relief that at least she's not suffering, you're not suffering for her, all these things. But we live in the unfortunate situation that it could all happen again.
You're rocking.
Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's motto right now is beating cancer is in our blood, and I truly believe that and I feel that, so that's why we just keep fighting. I want to make sure no other family has to experience what we've experienced, and I always say that ours is a little bit of a unique hell because we have one child who's still being threatened every day by the possibility of relapsing. My hope would be to see more precision medicine. One of the big reasons we're really behind LLS right now is they're launching the Children's Initiative. It's hard for us watching all these treatments be developed for adults, but nothing specific for children.
Good job, Kendall May. Cruising, lady.
The more you learn about it, the more you realize how many people are actually affected by this. And it's a lot higher than you would think.
Now's the time. With the Children's Initiative, our children are our future, and so making better treatments for them, making cancer more beatable for them, more sustainable after they've beat it, making life easier, you know, this is the time to get involved. Family is just about spending time and being with the people you most want to be with.
We've tried to put more importance on doing things together.
Making memories, I think, is a big thing.
We just put you up here? That'd be silly.
Hello to all my friends and neighbors. That video illustrates so well why what we're about to do together is so important. There are far too many stories like the Breyfogels, families and children affected forever by childhood cancers. This family's pain to lose a child, a twin, well, you can't imagine. That family, the Breyfogels, are someone's neighbor, just like the McLaughlin family is our neighbor. So that's why what we're about to do matters so much. What we're about to do through our individual and collective generous giving is support research. And as Mike said earlier, research is really the key. When you support research, you support families like the Breyfogels and the McLaughlins. Your donations and your successful participation in our auction makes a difference in the lives of so many people. The good news about the pandemic is you probably have a little more money to give this year. You're not going out to dinner, you're eating at home. Maybe you've missed a vacation. And from what I saw on the driving range yesterday, nobody's spending money on golf lessons. Wow. Lastly, at a time in our lives and in our country when family means more than ever, let's support the McLaughlin family and honor Ryan's memory by giving generously. I hope you'll see this as I do. An opportunity to thank Mike and Prince for the love and courage they and their family have shared with us these past 21 years. Your money funds research, and with research comes a cure. So good luck in the auction and Godspeed towards a cure. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Am I unmuted? Yes. Good. All right. Thank you, Steve, so much. And thank you, Boa. Thank you for saying what I often struggle to say, thanking my parents for the love that they shared with us, and also asking people to take more golf lessons. It's a struggle to be out there with you guys on the golf course every year. It's been 21 years, guys. Let's get it together.
Yeah, I think it's way past time in my case for some golf lessons, friends. Before we move on to awards, we have just a few announcements, Reagan.
All right, so due to COVID, as you guessed, unprecedented as it is, we were not able to capture our typical team photos this year. So if you have any great photos from your time on the course yesterday, if you could please send them to prince@youngheartsfoundation.org. That's Prince, like the royalty or the musician.
And if you don't have a great picture, but have a funny picture, share that too. We'll make sure you get appropriate recognition. And also be sure to check out that quarantine auction. We had a little different theory this year that people have been kind of cooped up, and we've got some pretty creative people in our neighborhood, amongst our neighbors. So we so appreciate what our neighbors and friends have donated, things that they made during the pandemic or things that they wish they had during the pandemic or whatever. Maybe things that you'd like to do when the pandemic is finished. Or I guess, it's an unusual year. If you want a memento for the year 2020, there's some great ideas on the auction website.
Yeah.
The auction will be open until 9 p.m. And if you're not exactly clear where the auction link is, you can go to the youngheartsfoundation.org website, and I'm sure you can find it pretty quickly.
Thank you, thank you. Prince, my mother, will reach out to each of you if you won an item in the auction, or if you were one of the lucky ones to win the tournament. So look for those emails. We will be scheduling pickups, deliveries of trophies and prizes. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the awards.
All right, we're going to start with this new event, the orange ball drawing. It is remarkable that only 5 out of 30 orange golf balls made it back home into the bucket to be, so we have 5 possible winners. Team 1A with Deborah Coonan, Sue Evans, Terry Walter, and Mary Alice Alderberg. Team 8A, Jerry Byer, Woody Montgomery, Team Steve Romig, and Steve Scholl. Team 9B, Austin Smith, Kyle Hall, Billy Swope, and Jeffrey Swope. Team 16B, Tony Danko, Dave Furling, Dan Lash, and Sean McManus. And last but not least, Team 11A, Kenny Taylor, Phil Evans, Eric First, and Stephen Coonan. Those are the only ones that cared enough about their orange ball to make sure they got safely home. The rest of us abandoned them on the course, I'm sad to say. And so now if we could have Princess Dylan.
Princess Dylan.
Please draw the winning ball from the bucket. What do you have there, Dylan? 8A.
8A.
Congratulations.
Wow. You'll be going home with this box.
That's Jerry, Woody, Steve, and Steve.
Congratulations.
I think you'll enjoy what Prince has wrapped up for you there. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you so much. Great work. Great work. All right. Now, our most accurate drive goes to Mike Austin. Mike Austin, get on up here.
Elbow up.
Great work, Mike. Great work.
All right, the longest drive in the men's category, A. Scott Haleski.
Oh, Scott, get on up here. Get on up here. Great safety.
Good job.
And the women's longest drive goes to Terry Walter. Terry, great job, Terry. You enjoyed that.
All right, the next prize is closest to the pin at 3 feet 6 inches, which is not very much. It's about 42 inches altogether. Ryan Bateman.
Ryan, get on up here. You guys can shake. You're in the
Elbow
same bubble.
Good job, good job.
And the longest putt at 278 inches, which is
23 feet and change.
about 23 feet and some change, goes to Hank Levi, who's already up here. Great work, Hank.
Yeah, I really was bummed out by that rule change this year that the longest putt had to actually go into the cup. I had plenty of long putts, but the tripwire is having to get it into the hole, I guess.
Very tricky.
Yeah. All right, moving on with awards now. We want to start with our last place team. This is the team with the foundation for the rest of the tournament. It held everybody up. The grossest team, if you will, with a score of 80. Let's see. 9 over par, I guess. Congratulations to Dan Borman, Christian Chieslak, Cody Miller, and Brian Zazinski.
Great work, guys. Good job.
And this lovely package is something that you all can use.
Yes, you'll need it.
And again, arrange with Prince to pick up your prizes.
All right. And in second place, with a low net score of 47, which is 24 below par, right? Yep. We have Carl Balestrieri, did I do it right? Bruce Bibb, Charles Healy, and Rick Ohala. I'll pronounce the names right next year. Great work, guys.
Okay, and the first place low net team. One better at 25 under par, score of 46. Deborah Coonan, Sue Evans, Terry Walter, and Mary Alice Adelberg.
Wow,
Congratulations.
Great work. Get on up here.
Yeah,
Good
well
job. Great stuff, guys.
Oh, wait. This just in from the network, Reagan. I understand this year we had an unprecedented tie.
What an unprecedented year.
2020, go figure.
And according to the rules of play, the first place is awarded to the team with the lowest score on the #1 handicap hole, which is?
Well, it's the hole from hell. It's number 8 at Westfields. That's the 410-yard or so dogleg right, oak tree guarding the hole. It's impossible, par 4. And that's the toughest hole on the course. The second, yes, thank you, Reagan. So, losing the tiebreaker with a score of 57, which is 14 under par, the way nature played the course, right? That's without the help of the handicap. Second place goes to Katie Stribling, Tom Stribling, Tommy Stribling, and Rick Tubbs.
Woo! Get on up here, guys. Great work. Good job. All right, guys and girls. The first place team with a low gross score of also 57, which just happens to also be 14 under par. We have winning the Devil's Hole, Tony Danko, Dave Farling, Dan Lash, and Sean McManus.
Congratulations.
Great work, guys. Great work. Great work.
All right, just a quick reminder about the silent auction, which is open till 9 o'clock. And, we don't know how to do these things virtually very well, but I'd like to ask you all, if you would, to grab a glass and raise it in honor of my son, Ryan, and his 34th birthday this coming Friday. Once again, he delivered spectacular weather to a bunch of great friends and family. Thank you all for being there, and thank you all for all that you do. Hear, hear.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be staying around, hanging out in the back porch. Feel free to, do whatever. We're going to talk golf because we know a lot about it. Yep, they're leaving.